Yeah. I just moved to here
Very
in January, and life is going great here.
beautiful city, Helsinki is.
Yeah, and especially when it's coming more and to the summer, it's more beautiful.
Yeah, and I always find it quite interesting because you have snow and it gets very dark very early during the winter. So, as you say, it's nice coming into spring and summer.
Yeah, like it's bringing more happiness to the people. People are smiling more when there's not darkness
Yeah,
20
yeah.
hours in one day.
And maybe explain to the listeners because anybody that hopefully there'll be a lot of people around the world, and it's quite interesting because I've been fortunate enough to coach in Finland at Christmas on one occasion, and then other occasions has been in the summer, and it's quite surreal because it hardly gets dark in the summer. Due to your location in the world, but at winter it gets dark very early and you see snow. So maybe talk about the seasons in Finland.
Yeah, like you remember when you were first time in Finland in Christmas camp, and like, but maybe one good thing about winter is that compared to summer, that then there's no mosquitoes.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Like
true.
you remember in Imatra in our camp like 2 years ago, there was so much these little mosquitoes, and children were
I know
very,
I laugh because the first morning I came down, I seen the boys spraying stuff on them, and I thought, Craig, it's typical teenage boys getting deodorant on them, like they're going out on a date. But then I realised it was for mosquito spray.
yeah,
I thought, yeah, I have to take that off them as well because Craigie, the mosquitoes is crazy in the forest.
yeah.
And it's very, very cold then throughout the winter. No surprise then is that three-quarters of Finnish homes all have a sauna in it.
Yeah, of course, we are crazy for sauna. That it's very important to go there once or twice in a week, and it's more than a ritual for us.
Well, here, would you believe, Santeri, because I've had the pleasure and getting so used to the saunas being in Finland on the 5 occasions or so that I've been there, this house now in Belfast has a sauna.
Oh, really?
I couldn't resist it. I thought, yeah, I think we'll have to get like a sauna and a proper traditional Finnish sauna that you put the water
Oh,
on.
that's great because some Swedish or some Turkish guys think that they have better saunas, but Finnish sauna is the world's best.
Yeah, definitely 100%. So I want to take you right back to growing up as a child. I believe that you grew up in Imatra, which is right on the Russian border. So tell us your childhood memories, what Imatra is famous for, and your early exposure to football.
Well, we can start from what kind of town Imatra is. It's a small city, like 26,000 people, and it's not growing anymore. So people are more going away from there, and that's very like a big thing for the Imatra's future and how I grew up. That there wasn't so many children around like in bigger cities. But my childhood was happy. I enjoyed my first years of my life, and of course, Russian, like you said, that Imatra is near the Russian border. It's a very important thing for the finances and bringing jobs because a lot of Russian tourists are coming to Imatra, and I think you have seen Imatra's Rapid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the like now I'm in Helsinki and people don't know so much about Imatra, so every time I'm speaking about Imatra, I have to say this Rapid because it's like most one of the most beautiful things to see in Finland. It's so massive and yeah, but
I mean,
mm,
explain to the listeners, if they go on YouTube, I'm sure they see a video of it, but it's a marvelous sight.
uh, I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah, when we went round to see, I mean, it's a marvelous sight. It's like a dam.
Yeah, massive.
And in terms of the structure, when you were a child, Did you play small-sided games? How was the setup in Finland? Did you play 5-a-side, 7-a-side? And was it regional, the tournament?
Yeah, actually we started 7-a-side when we were playing as 8 years old. And the big thing about my football career's beginning comparing to the moment at the moment, the biggest differences are that we had kaikki pelaa named system or method, that it was that everybody has to play same minute in the game, that no mattering how good you are, that how interested you are about football, that every players have to play same minutes. And we didn't have group levels at when we were playing or at the trainings, and that was really massive influence to Finnish football, that like biggest clubs in Finland made it some revolution about to that they didn't want to do that, but Finnish Football Federation was very clear that every club has to do this system, that you can't have skill groups, and that has changed it. And that's a good thing, that now there's more competitive, that, and of course in my opinion and many others of course are thinking that it's bringing more success for every kid, that they can, like you can imagine that 8 years old boys, that somebody is very interested about football, he's training, that it's the maybe most important thing is his life, and some kid is doing sand cakes on the field, and they are playing same time against other. So that's terrible thing to both of them.
Yeah. It's just to try and get a balance where you've got more competitive players playing against competitive teams. So did you often find in the games, because they weren't seeded, that you maybe had a lot of like heavy victories or sometimes heavy defeats?
Oh, I have to admit that our club, this FC Pasa, was very small club, and our coaches, they were volunteers, like parents, coaches. So like somebody's father who didn't play at football at any level, but maybe he had some experience of playing ice hockey or some other sport, and that's why he was chosen to be the coach. And of course, this kind of parents are very important in the grassroots level. But yeah, we had a lot of defeats, but that's also you can learn from that very much.
Yeah, build up a bit of resilience. And tell us, what was the next stage? Did you go from 7-a-side straight into 11-a-side, or was there like a 9-a-side in between?
Yes, it was 9-a-side, like not adults field, but you take 16-yard area away from the both sides and play like this. But that's not anymore in Finland, 9-a-side. We are playing at the moment 5-a-side, the younger kids, and after that 8 against 8, and after that 11-11.
Okay, and what sort of ages then does that go from? So the kids now that start at 5v5, what age are they?
From 6 years to the 9 years old.
Yeah.
8-a-side is from 10 years to 12 or 13, and 13 years or 14 are starting 11-a-side. But to be clear, I have to say that it's like in every country, that the biggest clubs and first leagues of like under 13, they are playing in Finland 11 against 11. But when you go to little counties or regional side, second division, then it's 8 against 8.
Right, fantastic. So it's and has it now, as we speak, is it seeded now, or is it still sort of it's just based regional when you play each other?
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Yeah, when you now play each other in the current moment that we are in, is it based on the region of the country, and is it like seeded in terms of ability wise, or is it still a little bit mixed?
Yeah, it's like in Helsinki here that Helsinki's teams are playing almost only against Helsinki or near this capital city teams, and like when you go to under 13, then you are playing more and more against team of different regions. But of course, like in here HJK, now we are traveling a lot on and other teams from bigger cities and bigger clubs from Finland, like Tampere, Turku. They are coming also here, that we get elite level football. For players.
And tell the listeners a wee bit about the Finnish system and getting your coaching licenses, because I believe you're now a UEFA Youth Level B coach. Tell us, how the coaching courses are structured. Do you go for 1 week, and what do you have to do to pass that course in terms of assessments and keeping a logbook?
Yeah, it has changed in 3 years. So I went on my first course 6-7 years ago, but it's now different system. In my age, it was like first you go to the like the biggest is the UEFA Pro, and after that UEFA A, UEFA B, and C, D, and E. And E was the first course I went, and it was 1 day, 5 hours course, and after that you were able to some basics about the coaching, and but nowadays we don't have E or D. The first stage is football coach starting course, which is 2 weekends. I think it's maybe almost 30 hours that you have to spend on the course. That there's a lot of some theoretical and group works you have to do with other participations, and a lot of hours also on the field that the tutors and teachers of the course will watch your training, how you are leading the training, and it's much better nowadays that it's more detailed, that it's not only read this and now you are a coach, but now it's more detailed. But for some people who are just starting their coaching, it can be too big step to go because it's a lot of time.
Yeah. And I suppose that's the thing, it's been that discipline, that it's not just attending these courses, it's keeping the logbook and being out in the field, delivering coaching sessions with the teams. And, where are you now? You're in Helsinki, and the role that you have there with the club. Tell us about your role.
Yeah, so now I'm academic coach in HJK, Helsingin Jalkapalloklubi, which is the most successful football club in Finland in history. Also was in Champions League in '98 and have been in Europe League and winning lot of championships of Finland Premier League, and yes, my role is to be second coach of under 11 boys team. We have 22 players, and we have 2 coaches who are mostly in this team, and also other stuff. So it's more professional. It's a academic level football team.
And how often then do the under 11s train during the week? What would their typical schedule be?
Yes, we have 3 times per week training sessions, and 1 or 2 times a week games.
Perfect. And how do you find and how do you adapt with the conditions? Obviously now it's reasonably easier now that we're in this sort of summer. In the winter, do you train like in a dome, indoor dome?
Actually, our academic teams were mostly training outside.
Right. Okay.
Because in Helsinki, there's normally not so much snow during the winter, but this winter was crazy. That even in South Finland, here was minus 25 degrees. Yeah, but of course, then we didn't train. Like example, one time during the February, there was coming snow maybe 15 centimeters in one day, and outside field wasn't open, so we went to the not skiing, but to the hill. I can't remember the English name, but we went to the hill, and like children come down with
on the sleighs.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And we have to change we didn't cancel the event. We just went to the other place and have one with the player.
You could still, do a wee bit of coaching and overlapping play with coming down in the sleighs and stuff.
Yeah, of course, we had competition there. That who is the fastest, and
I get minus 25. It's no wonder you have plenty of saunas in Finland. I'm talking about, I've had the pleasure of coming over. The first time, it was actually quite nice to be able to see it in both conditions. The first time I came was in the winter, just after Christmas, to do a 3-day coaching camp in Imatra, so your hometown that you grew up in. And then we've done a series of summer camps in the same place where you've been a real integral part of the team. And we're going to miss you this summer. Or will you be at camp this summer?
Actually, I have 3 weeks there, so I think I can be the surprise guest.
Fantastic.
Let's see.
Yeah, because I'm looking forward to getting back. It's we normally have quite close to about 100 children that come down, and maybe it might be quite strange the first time they meet me with my accent.
Yeah.
I think apart from Santeri, your qualities as a coach, I think also the translator comes in handy as well.
Yeah, but you remember one summer worker, Joona, who was trying to speak English with you. So it's not always sure that every coach can speak English, but it's improving.
No, your English is very, very good. And also, there's a great story I remember you telling me when you were growing up, probably getting now into the later teenage years when you were maybe thinking, maybe don't mind having a beer. It's quite expensive for the listeners. It's quite expensive to drink alcohol in Finland. So tell us what you used to do when you were of that age, 18, 19.
Yes. Well, in Imatra, which is near the Russian border, only like 2 kilometers away. So maybe some weekends we went to Russia with my friends in that age and have maybe some fun there. But that's normally what people do when they are leaving next to board. I think so.
So just all the listeners here, just to picture this in your head, you get on your push bikes and you cycle across the border to the nearest town, which is only about maybe 7 to 9 kilometers away.
Yeah, not that so much, but yeah, also with bicycles. That's
And you can get your the alcohol and cigarettes at a fraction of the price.
yeah, maybe some people do that.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, Santeri, it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you.
Yeah, it has been so nice to hear of you after a long.
I know. I missed seeing you last summer with COVID. It was great that the Finnish camp in Imatra took place last summer. It was just a shame that I couldn't travel out to be with you, but hopefully this summer I'll be out and catching up with you and all the other Finnish friends. But for now, take care. Thank you so much for your time and telling us all your story and your football journey.
Yes, it will continue, and this is just the first pages where I'm going now.
Yeah, lovely. Well, here, have a great day, and thanks for your time, Santeri.
Yeah, you also, and hopefully to see you in this summer.
Definitely. Thank you, my friend.
Yes, bye.
Bye-bye.